Oh, 2 days ago, Dimir Merc died. I'm sorry, bros. This is going to be a short stream. See you tomorrow. Stay hydrated. Kurwa, no nie, no ja pierdolę, no let's hope that the middling for free finish made Papa Strumpf 4-4 change their opinion. Misty Rainforest, Wait, that fetch wasn't present the last time. Do you think they just switched Strand for Misty to fool me? What is going on? Green Splash for Force of Vigor. Did I see Nathan of the Guild leave top 8 a day challenge with only 3 Titans in his Amulet deck? I did, yes. Counterspell Fawn. Seems like they indeed fooled me. Psychic Frog to the graveyard, that's crazy. What are your thoughts on only 3 Titans? It's plausible. He said he doesn't recommend that. GSZ haters in shambles? We'll see. There is a chance the card is still not particularly great. But there is also a chance it is great. Well, it's not Spelunking without the land drop, it's Amulet through Zenith. But the cards might be... we'll see. Like, it's still gonna be 3 mana to get a 1/3 that's an Amulet, which is killable. So it does have downsides. I think I should play Coin Deeps. Hopefully my opponent doesn't draw a land number 2 for Counterspell. I should really have a second one, given that they pitched a Counterspell in a 1-lander. Yeah, you'd probably play Dryad Arbor. I don't know, like Dryad Arbor was so bad. I'm currently trying to think how to fit that into the deck, and I guess I would actually cut a Titan with 4 GSZs. If that makes sense. No nie, kurwa, Darkslick pierdolone Shores, no. This is horrible. Thoughtseize, okay, so I guess they don't have a counterspell necessarily. But it's still horrible. Alright chat, Titan or Scapeshift? No, to rozumiem, kurna. That's what I'm talking about. My hand is not great still. But I think I should beat 2 frogs. Should I analyst instead? No. No way. No. Has to be Titan. I have to let my opponent hit me with the frogs to respect the Harbinger, but shouldn't have much removal for the Titan, if anything, right? Holy shit, Florin, thank you very much again for tons of subs. Yeah, really, they don't have anything that's plausible. What do I search for? Really, Pact of the Top, hahaha, first. Mirrorpool? Well, I can grab Mirrorpool next turn. There's no pacts to search with Tolaria West. Oh, if I get Mirrorpool now I can attack with 2 Titans. That's actually a good point. Which is lethal, that's good. You know, let's find Mirrorpool and Simic Growth Chamber. It's actually a great suggestion. I don't know if I would have thought of that myself. The plan? Upkeep copy, pay for Pact. Play Battlements. Haste the other Titan. Hope I can have my lands in a way where I can haste it, but I had to bounce the Battlements. Attack for 12. This way I can Otawara Harbinger this turn if they play it. Potential issue, they hold up 3 mana and they have Sink into Stupid on my Titan. Wouldn't love that. Hopefully that's not gonna happen. Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying, that's a problem, Scravagy. That's why Sing is a problem. Fetching Lotus Field and red land from the copy should do it. Well, I have to pay for the Pact, right? No, that's good, it's good, yeah, we can do that. Oi. Pot Scour, that's a good sign. We don't have to play around much then. I could bounce a frog now, which doesn't seem to matter. Probably better off keeping it. They had a go for the fraud, right? That would be so bad, but not realistically capable of beating that. Consign, but that's game 1. Maybe they would misclick and consign my Summoner's Pact, though. That would be kind. I never sleep, cause sleep. Would be a bit nicer to have a Valakut here. Alas, I do not. There's no way to win on top of the trigger, right? Would he pay for the Pact trigger? Absolutely not. What do you mean? Win on top of a trigger? I mean, I wish. Nice line inspired by the chatters. Partially. We're at 69. Nice. Need to trim a pair of Sagas. Oh yeah, with Valakut you can win on top, that's sure, but... Yeah, we don't have that. Got a Mycosynth as well. 2 Boseijus. Probably 2 Boseijus over Mycosynth. Stay at 30 lands and... Got Master Beast 1 Scapeshift. Maybe I should cut 1 Grazer. Streamer, will you have to cut Explore for the 12 Amulet deck? Probably. I mean, I'll certainly try. Just GSZ over Explore, then you have to cut 2 more cards to... Well, 1 more card for the Amulet guy, and maybe Dryad Arbor if you wanted, but you probably don't. Or maybe I play 3 GSZs and the Amulet guy in those 4 slots. But I will miss Explores. Maybe I should just sideboard Explores. Classic move. They're better in post-board games anyways. Map finds Cavern, Otawara. It's honestly not so bad in the matchup. Trim 1 more Mycosynth. So I kind of don't like the fact that they spoiled such a card, because you know I have it all figured out with the deck, and the new card will force me to rethink my stances on cards. You mapping with 2 Saga? I think it's alright. Turn to 6, yeah. Don't mind if I do. Lucky to have a Grazer source turn 1. But yeah, map getting Cavern of Souls, Otawara, Forest, Saga. Has some juicy targets. Am I going to the PT? For sure, yeah. I am. I am in fact working hard testing with Team Handshake this time. So I've been playing standard in the evenings. Much more depressing than playing an Amulet Challenge, because Amulet Challenge, fun, nice, entertaining, feels good, you win, good vibes. But then standard hard testing, you'll just work so hard to squeeze your 0.0001% edges by playing a slightly different removal spell. I don't know, bros, it's so tough. And then you look at your hand and look at the board every single time. No good play available. It sucks. Hate it. Am I going to grind Final Fantasy drafts? Yeah, of course. Jak moje strawberry. This frog is not getting through my crew of monsters. But so yeah, this PT is standard. The next one is modern. I would need to do decently well at the Vegas one, upcoming one, Final Fantasy one, to qualify for the modern one. Hoping to do that. Modern PT sounds good. You don't have to sweat constructed, you just register Titan. It's good. We need Nexus of Fate, Omnath's Field of the Dead, and Oquen's STD again. Sure, buddy. If you think so. Back then, STD was fun, at least. Fun STDs. Any Sackland in Standard? Like Evolving Wilds? Holy shit, maybe. Discard Psychic Frog and Force of Negation, okay. Opponent is thinking for such a long time. I am hoping that they actually don't have an answer to my Sex, and I think trading blows between Sex and Psychic Frog typically leads to Sex winning. Let's see if that's gonna happen. Jaki kurwa żabulec. Consider bottom. So they banned Consign, discarded Phone. Nice interaction for Sex. Always kind of weird to me how much people seem to love Phone against Amulet. Could triple discard and I have to then it's a jump attack. Seems alright if they do that. And very scary into Dismember. Kurwa, no. At least I milled Dismember to make it scary for my opponent, but not getting a land is depressing. I pierdolę. Do I like the modern gold leagues? I do, yeah. They've been pretty fun, and 5-0ing one is enjoyable. Gold leagues are higher price, higher entry fee leagues. What do I think of Esper Gorayos with Ketramos? I don't think much of it. Will they triple discard? We did triple discard, so I guess my 6 died for no benefit, but it put my opponent all in, as they say. So I really want to draw an untapped land next turn. Long time to block, a hard decision. I think I want to keep the Analyst. Can block with it next turn. Return back the land if I fail to draw a land. Dinosaur Pimpush. Fort Scaler. A dzień dobry, Mr. Skin. Simic Growth Chamber is not so great here. Hi, this is unlucky. Really unfortunate to miss on a land with sex, but I guess I did cut down to 29 lands in 61 or something, so the odds of hitting a land basically 0 at that point. More Fort Scouring, that's crazy. Milled over a Harbinger. Is today a holiday in Polandia? I don't think so, but honestly maybe. Może jest jakieś niebowzięcia Chrystusowego, no nie wiem. I play FF right. The games, the PT. I'm going to Vegas to play the PT. Opponent maneuvering like a person who has counterspell. What makes you think that? Literally no indication that they would have it. They just attacked with frogs. Do you think they would not attack if they had no counterspell? I guess maybe they would jump twice, that's what you mean. They have the counterspell, then they will just Giga Lucky and live stuff. Masz kontrę, skurwysynu. Nice maneuvering like a person who has counterspell, my friend. Start consign, that's fine. Dinosaur Pimpush, no. I am still in danger. Big danger. Stop. Don't like that. When will I fly? Friday 13th. Actually true. I thought that airplane tickets are supposed to be cheaper on Friday 13th, but they actually... Play the Boseiju before Titan, you can haste it, right? Yeah, I should have done that, that's true. Messed up big time, actually. How much have I paid for flight? 2,500 złotys. Oh, I punish. Having hasted would have been huge. And here I'm just demolished. Are you insane? How much is that in real currencies? Let me check, actually. Pretty cheap. I paid 2390 from Berlin. I'm also flying from Berlin. Actually. Turns out to be way cheaper, so I'm taking a bus to Berlin and then getting there. No, no, not euros. What is? I'm not flying business class. How long does it take to get to Berlin? 3 hours by bus, maybe less. Flixbus Kierunek Berlin. 3 hours 20 minutes from Poznań to the airport. Flixbus? What's wrong with Flixbus? Ale kurwa łapa. I once lost my Switch, the console, in a Flixbus, and I just emailed them if maybe they found it, thinking that it's just gone forever, and they just said, yeah, we have it, and then they sent it back to me. Yeah, it was my Switch, it was the same Switch. I fell asleep playing Skyrim and dropped it on the floor, and then I didn't notice it when Jendrik woke me up when we had to leave the bus. So I just left it on the floor. It was like, bro, we have to go. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go, let's fucking go. And I just left in a hurry, and then oh, Scapeshift working out great. Kurna. Hey, you're finally awake. Yeah, they did not say that. Never played Skyrim afterwards. Dobra, kurwa, drugi amulet, tam zesraś mi się do dupy albo japy. I think I actually never played Skyrim after that, but like mostly because I didn't have the console for a month or something, so once you don't play a game for a month, picking it up kinda not as attractive. Does freelance one amulet win with shift? No. No kurwa, jeszcze 5 tych Harbingerów mi dopierdol, nie? Tam wiadomo, że nie mam ochoty grać z takim kurwa cwaniakiem. 1v1 me, no Harbingers, no counterspells, bro. Then we'll see who's the better player. I don't know about this hand. If I draw a Titan, I win on turn 3 though, so I guess. Isn't that card a non-bow with Amulet? It's like a Spelunking, it's literally the Spelunking text. It's a little bit of a non-bow with Amulet, not much. Let's say if you have a house and then you have a second house, is that a non-bow with your first house, or are you still happy to have shelter and a roof above your head? Isn't Spelunking a May ability? It's the same. Actually, it is not a turn 3 win, but now it is. How many of that guy we're going to settle on in the future? So there's no way you play more than one. You would just play GSZ. It's not actually good to draw, right? Just play one copy and GSZ for it. That's what you do. I think it's impossible to play more and like 0% chance. But as it stands, of course, this is a Japanese card. Maybe the translation is gonna be different, but there is no... We can actually check. Like, it seems to be saying the same thing as Spelunking does, but... Those seem to be the same symbols to me. Yeah, it's the same text. So it should work exactly as Spelunking, yeah. Same text, I'm Japanese. That's simpler, yeah. What do we do now? I could just play an Analyst. Could also Boseiju the Scion. Standard amuletos? Holy shit, maybe. It's funny that opponent's deck plays both Steam Vents and Thundering Falls. But I guess it's also impossible to build a non-awkward version of the Zoo mana base. I guess if I use Analyst to get back a Saga, that's also nice, because then Saga can get a map eventually. That's gonna be Haste Kavu. I would like to see another Scion. Oh nice, that's cool. Holy shit, Haste, Scion and Kavu? That's fucked up. Oh no, 2 Scions, that's fine. Scion of Draco. Scion of Draco Malfoy. Map kept coming up, yeah. Drawing it is also bad, so, you know, of course, upsides, downsides, but who ever knows what's the correct decision? No! This is so unfair. No bounce land? Alright. Maybe a controversial play, but I'll do it. Bounce Analyst and hope to win next turn. Can die to Tribal Flames Bolt. Can die to Leyline Binding on my Amulet. Don't want to keep Analyst and play though, that would be just weak to fetch, flage, kill Analyst. You are so good at this deck. Watching your content I learned so much. What did you learn this game? To Boseiju a Cyano Draco or to keep a horrible hand? That I could have just clicked the mulligan button on, given that it was game 1 on the play. And it seems like if I had anything remotely functional, my opponent would have no chance whatsoever by now. But maybe we'll get there, if the Analyst mill is going to be juicy. Probably just copy Lotus Field. Seems just better than Grove Chambering. You did not even think to bounce Analyst to hand? Yeah. It comes up sometimes when you draw not the Analyst, but pretty small. To dig deeper when you need to find an Urza's Cave or Woodland or Bounce Land plus Tolaria West. I guess Woodland alone doesn't do much. Grove Chamber. I think you win with a Bounce Land. It's interesting that you think that. I will ask how. Win with a Bounce Land. We did melee Bounce Land, so I'm waiting for my winning line, but it is not coming. We don't die? You sure about it? I think I do die. No, actually I don't. I can't go to Yemen. I'm an analyst. Get on the plane. Oh Jesus, how many triggers? I can f6, just pick up the lands and then do interact in combat. But the odds of surviving are slim. Opponent doesn't know of the f6 button, so they manually pass priority. Hasty Flash, thank you for your comment. I appreciate it. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to sack like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can do this. Keep the Saga. Yeah, whatever. Seems the same. Yeah. Arena of Glory, Mountain, Thundering Falls, Steam Vents, 5 colors. Nice deck building. In what way is like Zoo? What is the Zoo appeal over Energy ever? You play the same deck but with no 1-drops and with 5 colors of cards instead of 2 colors of cards and powerful 1-drops. I don't fully understand that, I have to admit. It's fun. Counters an actual removal, I guess. Alright, so maybe matchup wise. Domain beats energy, is that true? Holy shit, the energy deck is really not so good then, it just gets beaten by everything. Not a single good matchup. Energy is just bad into combo. Yeah, but it's also bad into domain. Maybe it's like in standard, every deck beats Izzet. I'm still dead. Not good. I still take 5 and 10, I die. Not good. No, I think domain is easy for energy. Conflicting reports in the chat. Is misplaced Ginger in the chat still? For sure, Ginger would say that energy is more consistent and a better deck, and Zoo is just not a good deck. And it's very inconsistent. But thinking about it, like, what if you fetch in Danthad Triumph and your opponent already has a Guide of Souls and 2 Ocelot Prize in play, and your next play is to play a Scion of Jackal. Let's even assume that you have that is open with a ley line. Alright, so the lesson from this game, click the mulligan button when it's presented to you. Don't really need Dismember as much against Domain nowadays. It's alright if I slow my deck down. To not die, you had to hit Arena and bounce Scion. Yeah, that was better. They still had the ball, so I would have died in the end, but great point. Oh, maybe could cut Colossus against Consign, always a consideration, but... Dobra, dajemy szósteczkę. On the play. Sex. I click yes. I look at my opening hand. I keep hoping to not see a turn 1 Ragavan. Or if I do, hoping to see an answer. I have 6. And Explore is also alright to draw. Probably couldn't keep it on the play. On the draw, rather. On the play, actually fine. This is why I kept. Can feed an amulet into consign, it doesn't really matter in this hand. Or a Leyline Binding, that's fine if my opponent spends one here. Playing out the Amulet is mostly bad if my opponent will just fetch a Silver land, play 2-drop, and their turn 3 would be a Wear Tear on both of my accelerants. Let's hope that that's not how the game is going to go. Playing the Amulet now though means that if my opponent taps out for a 2-drop, I can simply draw a Scapeshift, so that is also a significant upside. It also blanks the Stubborn Denial with no kicker. If they play no 2-drop, I'd kill both of my things on turn 3. I don't really mind that. I think I want to play out the bounce land. It's a bit tricky here. I don't fully know. It commits me to bouncing the Vestige, which is worse than bouncing the Otawara, because then I don't have an Otawara in my hand to interact with. Maybe I should have played the Forest. Then next turn I can pick up Otawara. I don't think it matters much in the grand scheme of things. I could also get Consign on my Vestige, I guess, technically. 2 Surveils. Is my opponent ever going to play a card? So play 3 tap lands, try on 2 Surveil lands. What's the normal amount of Surveils in a zoo list? I have no idea. Xander's Lunge. 1 Arena of Glory. Lush Portico, Xander's Lunge for the combo. Leyline Blinding, okay. They have a second one? No? Sure. They consign now, I have a Scapeshift, so I don't care. Nice binding, nice draw. Buddy. Will you force spike my Titan? No? Curious. What's your keep? Opponent took the wrong lesson from game 1 and decided that they don't need to mulligan either. They were like, yeah, I'm just like Kaneki. There's absolutely zero need to mulligan for me ever. Force spike costs 2, right? No, I mean Stubborn Denial, but I said that in a snarky way. I know they will not force spike my Titan because it's a creature spell. I thought people were overplaying Spectral Daniel, given that card seems kinda crappy, but honestly, who knows? Maybe they are not. Canister wins. Very curious. Well played, opponent. An extra Dismember on the draw. Maybe cut Sagas entirely on the draw. Don't love that vulnerability. Oh, Dismember can be a bit rough if they draw a Flage and too much, but it's fine. Dobra, kurwa, bestia, wskakuj do dika, bo może się przydasz na coś. Surveil, Binding, Concede. Curious Binding. Binding the Spelunking over the Amulet as well seems wrong. Werther kills enchantments for 1 mana, artifacts for 2. Also, it's worse if I free it from the binding, so Probably you should just target the amulet in this spot. Force of Vigor, question mark. I love your question, Mr. Chimba. It's a really good one. I don't like Force of Vigor against Zoo, no. Turn 1 Grazer, but that's kinda it. Useless Scapeshifts. Keep Nissa. I trust in Spelunking being my first draw step. I think the showing leyline, like, to mess with their mana doesn't really matter, their mana. Like, they can shock freely, they can take damage, it doesn't matter, so it's gonna hurt them occasionally. Mulligan button broken, yeah. A little bit. I mean, if I just Spelunking, the hand is really good, right? Godless Shrine, what you gonna do? Thoughtseize me? Please don't. O nie, kurwa, Ragawana z Godless Shine'a zagrał. Pojebany. Co za typ? Alright, we have the counterplay. The Grazer versus Ragawańczyk. Perfect mana with Leyline. Plays a tapland. Puts Fable of the Mirror Breaker into their graveyard. Really? Zwierzoludzie w anime. Paying costs. Are we binding the Grazer? Or... Okay, bind the Grazer. Bind the monster. Dismember is gone. Oh, that's good, because Spelunking is beneath. See? Sometimes you've got to believe in the heart of the cards. Holy shit, if I could play 6 Spelunkings, I would. Would I play 7? 8? At some point it's not so good to draw multiples, but Spelunking is such a good card. Now, villain, it is time for you to play Titania. No, that does leave them tapped out. Fable and Cyano Draco, let's go. What is that? Fable, okay. I have 6. Cool. Have I given my thoughts on the Amulet guy from FF? My comment, FF at 20. That's my view of the card. Why not 15? Back when I played it was only allowed at 20. Am I afraid of anything? Yes, I am. Don't get it. The new Amulet guy is alright. It's really good. Or maybe just okay. It's a bit awkward. Has upsides, has downsides. The coward quad vestige. What's so cowardly about it? I think it literally changes nothing. It doesn't give me any other options. I just waste Scapeshift. I float some more mana, but I mean, opponent is clearly F6, so let's just analyze them. We just Titan? No, I just analyst. Maybe it's a sideboard card. Actually, the Amulet monster. Probably not. Probably wanted main if you play it. Well, the being GSZ able is, you'd say it's the biggest upside, but like, it's a weird framing to me because that's like the, I don't really want to say only upside, but the really the main thing, that's what it's about, right? That's what the card is about. Oh, but maybe, sure. That framing is also right. If Pro Tour Final Fantasy was in standard, was in modern, not standard chat, how big would be the presence of energy? What would be the energy meta share? Discuss. 20, 30, 50? Skip. Turn 2 Splonk on the play. We'll need to draw some lands, but there is a chance I'll turn 3 Titan with this hand, so on the play that's good enough. Otawara, Mycosynth Bauble, Emry, Lurker of the Loch, Mill, Lavashpur Boots and Mox Amber. Emry is truly overpowered. The card is simply too strong. Okay, that's a way to cast return 3 Titan. Okay, that's a way to win the game next turn. Iridia, Summoner of Mist. Red green, 1/2 landfall. Land you may rumage. Kinda awkward, like you want to rumage your extra lands, right? Return Saga of mana value X. Okay. XD, Void Warlock. Mwahaha, witness what befalls those who stand against me. Cool. Wait, so villain cannot even metallically rebuke me. What are we doing with Scapeshift? T-West, Simic Grove Humber, Crumbling Vestige, Echoing Deeps. No, I should have just gotten... Ah, it's fine, it's fine. I should have just gotten... Lotus Field, Lotus Field. Doesn't matter much. Doki doki doki. Actually matters plenty. I messed up. Because I can't float 6 mana until my second main phase, so I guess I'm stuck. Alright then, whatever, I'll just not win this turn because I decided not to, seems like. Of course, the correct Scapeshift was to get Lotus Fields, Echoing Deeps, Simic Grove Chamber, Tolaria West, and just Analyst. But for some brief moment, for some reason, I thought I can't. Because I can't get the second Lotus Field, but I could get it through Echoing Deeps, no issue. And then we would loop. But alas, I did not loop. Which is alright still. Because I don't think my opponent is going to defeat me now. Shadow Spear. Portable Hall. Podcast. Oh, that's too much. Canister leaves the match 1-0. Puzzling. How does an affinity deck look like? Wow. Glass Casket. That's crazy, isn't it? Glass Casket. In the sideboard, Werther, Dumping Sphere, Consigned to Memory. What if I force and dismember, send sex? Maybe even Otawara. I'm on a draw, so no Vexing Bauble. Oh, I have Bojuka Bog. I thought I cut that card, but seems like I did not. And let's cut the part of the deck that's weak to Consign and not get bullied by Emery. Trim 2 Grazers and submit. The worst part about cutting Explorers for GSZs to play with the Minstrel is definitely going to be having to... So normally you are free to keep to cut Grazers in Amulet, I feel like. But if you cut Explorers from your deck, you have to keep Grazers in the deck much more often. And I find that really rough, frankly. I think it's a big issue. Big problem. Tamiayo. Ooh, Lava Spur Boots, nice. Portable Hall, alright. The plan, free Amulet of Vigor from the clutches of this Portable Hall, copy it with Mycosynth Gardens EOT, untap my Lotus Field to gain tons of mana. And play Primeval Titan with 3 mana floating. Ready to pay for a Metallic Rebuke. Is that a good plan to you, chat? Does that sound sensible? How do you destroy Hall? Oh, we're going to destroy this Hall, bros, so get ready. Going to destroy this Hall with this tree. Opponent cannot even wear my amulet, so that seems alright. Drew a second Lotus Field, that is not good. Urbano, undo, undo. Okay, managed to undo successfully. So dispatch could be a thing as well. Dispatch? Which patch? No dispatch, seems like. Let's keep on the draw. Hand is a bit bad, but maybe it's alright. Inspiring Vantage. Esper Sentinel. Curious. Haven't seen Esper Sentinel in a long time. Stoneforge Mystic. Is it actually Hammer? Given the Colossus Hammer? My bet is yes. Seems like my bad hand turned out to actually be a turn 3 kill in disguise. How I played against Prowess for Map to Matter? Yeah, not much. Once at most. This is the Hammer deck that runs 4 Magus in the sideboard. Bro, please don't say stuff like that to me. I guess I can die to double Hammer, just take 20. Let's hope that's not gonna be the case. Okay, just took 10. That's alright. 4 Magus sideboard Hammer. Like, do you think I'm gonna believe you? That makes no sense. Hopefully my opponent doesn't Orim's chant me out of nowhere as I'm doing that, but I guess I couldn't win if they Orim's chanted in the upkeep, so that's a fair way to behave, just believing it is not there. I mean, they do play red mana. Oh, Cory Steelcutter, that's funny. Tak. Dobrze, okay, this one has Maguses. Anyway, so we have to sideboard. Let's bring in 3 Dismembers over the Cavern of Souls, and I don't think I want Pyroclasms, I don't want Defense Greeds. I don't care for much else. Blood Moon in a Saga deck? Yeah, that's crazy. Force of Vigor will come in. Saga is pretty alright against Hammer. If not for Magus, you don't have many ways to punish it. Let's sideboard like this, only one forest. Like against Magus it doesn't really matter to have forests. Keep. I do actually have playpoint codes, so I guess if you say you deserve one, then maybe I should give it to you. Turn 1, Sacred Foundry. Turn 2, Saga. Turn 3, fucking Magus away my Saga, let's go. Stoneforge Mystic. So unfortunately I can't convert my Grazers into more green mana. Banoki Poki, thank you very much for your Prime sub. Mox Opal. Magus of the Moon. Okay. Point just fucked away their own Saga. No point in playing the Vestige. Nice combo. Cassandra, Eagle Bearer. I don't need to read that. Do I? Right, Dismember. No Dismember. Anytime soon, though. We'll get there. Cassandra is from Assassin's Creed, yes, but I assume so is Spear of Leonidas. O kurwa, więcej młotów. Alright, I'll read. I give up. Discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards. When attacks, choose 1. Creature you control with a legendary equipment attached to it deals command damage to a player, draw a card. So we block this. Oh, we actually learned something. Biffing Needle. Guess if you name Analyst. It's a bit annoying. Alright, chat. Dismember. It's not Dismember, but... Any Joseph now, and Dismember saves me. Should have an upkeep stop, maybe I will want to Pact in my upkeep at some point eventually. Does it still draw? Discard through, then draw 2, that's insane. Wow. Cassandra is OP, chat. No wonder my opponent is splashing for her. Play out 3 hammers. Draw Sigarda z 8, let's go. Right, Dismember? Nie kurwa, nie mam Dismembera. Anytime now, any Joseph now. How is that bubble not cracked yet? Alright, Chad, you know what is going to happen in the next draw step. What card are we drawing? Boseiju? No. Cultivator Colossus. The joke is on you. Ha. Kurwa, 4. młot. That's fucked up. What about Roxanne? Magus of the Moon is a very fringe card nowadays. Alright, you convinced me, chat. They do run Magus. Just 64. They could equip Magus and make it bigger than my Pyroclasm, but that's alright. And this hand is excellent. Gonna be hard to lose if my opponent presents anything remotely similar to their last game. Esper Sentinel would make it a bit uncomfortable to play Spelunking. Fortunately, they just have a Sigarda's Aid. So here I am not playing my Explore, because not playing it actually guarantees 6 mana next turn, which seems of utmost importance. Cory Steelcutter, no? Holy shit, it auto-equips. Holy shit, Mishra's Bauble. But yeah, Roxanne was one of the better Magus of the Moon answers. Sort of better Magus of the Moon answers. Oh, I drew Analyst, that's awesome. How do I do this though? I Titan. I could get 2 Lotus Fields. That again. Nah. Nice. I think we will instead play it a bit slower. Wait, Boseiju, I do. Well, I am definitely afraid of Magus, so yeah, I will. I mean, I'm not. Well, I'm not sure if I'm afraid of Magus, but I can just play around it very freely, right? I don't. Not in danger at all. Alright, so Magus issue has solved itself. The Magus issue has been taken care of. If I mill well, I can combo off. Seems like I don't mill well, so I think I should simply forest Urza's Cave. Pay for the Pact. Have Dismember, have Boseiju, so the odds of dying are slim to none. I can Dismember the Magus, but even if that would fail for some reason, we have the backup of the second forest. Do 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 do. Am I dead to 4 hammers maybe? Magus of the Moon. I play Saga. I take 2 damage to play Magus. I kill my own Saga. I die. Well played, opponent. Sephiroth. Sephiroth. PhD in Titan, thank you very much for the sub. Top 6 lands for hardcast Titan, unheard of. True, just 6 lands play Titan, kind of crazy, so that's why I wanted to activate Analyst at first. But then I realized I could just Titan. PhD in top 6 lands. Yeah, that's what. On the draw, opponent mulligans to 6. I go Saga Amulet. Then I have 2 amulets by turn 3, but can't really use them with my Scapeshift too well. How long is the song? I think it's 9 minutes 55 seconds. I draw Explorers or Titans, it's alright. I should keep, I think. Turn 3 win potential. Definitely would be way better if I replaced Hanweir Battlements with anything, but Delta Steam Vents. So mainly blue deck. Last seen deck today is at. I don't like the sound of is at. Drawing a second Lotus Field is brutal. Let's find out. What is it? Sulfuric Springs. Crackling Drake, Thunder Trap Trainer. Flare, Counterspell. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, what a deck. Why not Spelunky? I would need to bounce back my Saga. Maybe it was worthwhile. Maybe it was a map spot, honestly. Punished? Modern Powerhouse Horned Lock Veil. But yeah, maybe Saga Make Constructs was a viable route this game. Maybe I should have actually turned to Spelunking Bounce Back Saga. Or maybe just make a Construct Bounce Back Saga. They had 2 mana up, right? So I didn't really want to cast Spelunking into that. Opponent's deck kinda weird, like a counterspell deck, but lots of ways to tap out. Not sure about that. Oh, Mountain. Chat, type 1 if you play Amulet Titan. You are a virgin. Virgin and proud. Horrible to have 2 Lotus Fields in play. It's the Crackling Drake deck. Bro, you say the Crackling Drake deck as if that's like enlightening. Can't just say that. The Crackling Drake deck. How many Crackling Drake decks? Four, eight. Scapeshift. 4 plus 6. Death to Spell Pierce, but not Spell Snare. Sounds good. Let's quickly make sure that Aftermath Analyst is indeed a detective. Pretty sure it is, but you can never know. Elf Detective. No Pierce, love it. Uncounterable Analyst. Can't get taken by Snare. Well, hopefully no Sab as well, like that's a plausible card in Villain's deck, but they shouldn't have anything at this point, according to their deck list. Hopefully I don't mill the second Pact. Bolt the Analyst, sure. Unfortunately, I could not sneak in an Urza's cave here. So I don't mill Pact now, please. Managed not to mill Pact, awesome. And now I have loop. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Coin Deeps. Shifting Woodland. Pretty sure speedrunners would make decent Amulet players for sure. Also, Plytooth, thank you very much. Love to see the VOD viewer to Twitch subscriber pipeline. 15 minutes, so you have to maybe speed up a little bit, but I probably should have gotten Urza's Cave now. Like, I could have done that. Does my opponent have Delirium? Anybody cares to count? Sorcery, instant, artifact, land. Yes, they do. Yeah, Otawara to bounce Titan is the line here. I mean, if they hit, then I can just pick it up in response, that's fine. I guess this game would be giga annoying if my opponent would have killed the Titan earlier. Because then I would need to... Like, my loop would be to replace Spelunking over and over with Otawara, which would be very time consuming. Alright, I'm expecting 10 Maguses in the sideboard. What? Zero? It would be a great privilege not to bring Dismembers against this villain. You have pretty solid results with 4 Spy Masters Vaults. Interesting, Zerg. Any like special tech to beat Clarion Conqueror? Or anything like that? Do you have something in your Zanadru to be faster? Not good to make 2 free Titans and pass. I mean, the fastest was for my opponent to scoop, so I'm glad they did. Their deck seems weak to Saga, actually. Dupa. Kurwa, Oliwka Brazil mówi dupa. To jest taka erotyka z tego. Suka. Dupa. Yuta. Do they not play Magus? Oh, I'm looking, I can't see any Maguses. Can't find any, and this list is from today, so I'm just gonna trust into it. Maybe Cat, Mr. Beast, but not necessarily even. Let's just go 62. I mean, Magus would be, of course, a problem, but... You know, the trick with Maguses is that they are only ever good against Amulet, and how often do you play against Amulet? Not often. That makes sense not to plan for Amulet, right? Put back Beast, probably. Preordain, alright, I was maybe scared of Tamiyayo. I'll go with turn 1 Woodland. I don't want to play turn 1 Saga, no point. The Amulet Perverse deserve to be punished? Why? This is like saying, oh yeah, you have to play Consign to Memory for Eldrazi ×4 in every deck for no reason. Now I'll play the Saga because on turn... Next turn I go Spelunking and then I can get Vexing Bauble. Might be relevant. Cast Fable, bro, I love it. My opponent taps 3 mana and is for hacking Fable, not for like a card that just wins against my deck on the spot. Very pleasant. Could even make some constructs next turn. 5 mana. Oh kurwa, opponent is just here to have fun, I guess. Dios mio. Seems like we can employ the plan. The Vexing Bauble plan. Teferi Temporal. Wow. Wild. Is that a real card? I mean, seems like it. Oh, maybe I should have brought in Bog against the Snapcaster Unholy Heat deck. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this token. Put a +1/+1 counter on this. Is the token a wizard? No, it's a spirit. With vigilance, but the vigilance is blue. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this token. It's not blue, it seems like a natural property of this token. Weird. Let's gain 4 life. Nice mana, by the way. I have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colorless lands. Proft sounds better. That's like an entirely different thing. Do you think they played a fairy mine or they brought it in from the sideboard extra for you? Did the last list have a Teferi? So I'm guessing that Teferi took the place of Horned Lock Whale main deck. Maybe there is a second one in the sideboard. I doubt it. But I'm not counting that possibility out. Horned Cock Whale. Holy shit. They have Delirium. Stone of Eric. Rose, I don't know how to feel about this game. It's a bit overwhelming. I mean, if they have Unholy Heat, I'm kinda screwed. If they have Reflection plus Trainer, holy fuck. Maybe I should have played a pre-combat Lotus Field to... I probably should have. To have access to Mirrorpool. It's killing me. Reflection is summoning Sig, yes. It just flipped. Maybe I will end up Boseijuing it. Hey chat, has Mr. Streamer talked about rebuilding Titan with GSU with the new Spelunking creature spoiled? So the only way to do that seems to me to be to go -4 explore +4 GSZ, which still leaves you needing to fit the minstrel somehow. So it's a bit challenging. So I will have to think about it more. I don't know yet. Destroy the Vexing Bauble. I'm pretty sure my opponent had no Unholy Heat. They have it, I'll be giga surprised. But is Spelunking better than Amulet? Honestly, yeah. Well, no, it's not. It's 3 mana. But it's incredible. Six Vigilance. Holy shit. We'll have to wait for Dom Harvey's build to find out if new monster is good. True. The only reliable source of info. Holy shit, their spirit token is gonna be huge. Looks like Kanye West. Kinda. I guess it's just Tefari. Can you even beat a spirit token? Well, I laughed at Tefari Temporal Pilgrim, but who's laughing now? Well, still me, but I'm a bit scared. Hey, said Crackled Monster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 haste damage. Rough. 4 mana? 3 mana? River Pyre Verge, okay. 5 damage to my Titan. Draw 2. Make the spirit into a 9/9. Bros, if I'm gonna die to the spirit, I will shit my pants. I should have targeted my construct last turn. Not my Vexing Bauble, probably. Because now I'm just taking the jump block with the construct token. If, of course, they let me, which they do. Phew. Hoping for no Monstrous Rage. No way, you are at 14. Well, they have 12 power in play. It's just one flame away from almost getting me. But I do enjoy the fact that my opponent is not playing any moon effects, so I actually get to just play the matchup versus blue, but it's fair. My opponent just doesn't have unfair cards. Their deck is just doing what it's supposed to do and not anything extra. This is 2 mana to crack. So bad. They will probably flare me. That's fine. Not flared. Yet. Not worth getting flared. That's crazy. Oh, Stone of Eric actually does. Wait, what does it do? Whenever a creature dies, exile it instead. Never dies. What created that token? Spirit? Tefari. Temporal Pilgrim. I play the Lotus Field this turn. Bait that. How the heck do I have 4 minutes? I guess I'm just taking random actions that don't make that much sense. I guess that's how that happens. Emigrowałem z objęć twych nad ranem. Ramion. How many bubbles are you on? Just one. Not much point to playing more. It's often an Urza Saga target. Canister wins the match, alright, somehow. I have cobbled together a 3-member crew of Primeval Titans and attacked my opponent. Play 4 good card. 4 Vexing Baubles. Why? Just got 2 5-0s with 4 bubble. 1 main and 3 side. Is great against Belcher and Neoform. Alright. How do you deal with the Pact issue? If the Pact issue didn't exist, I would not mind playing more. I think I'll mulligan. This doesn't really do anything. Turn 3. Scapeshift. Nah. Well, Scapeshift for a Lotus Field, which lets me play Titan, which I don't have. The Neoform Menace must be stopped. It really does, yeah. Although Neoform was giga popular for a week and then it just fell off pretty significantly. Maybe it's better than moving to 5. Let's keep. We'll see. I need to draw something, but on 5 on the draw sounds a bit rough. And villain mulligan to 4, so this hand will get there by turn 4. I'm guessing most likely. If I draw literally anything. Even if I don't draw anything, I guess turn 4 I'm good, yeah. Well, maybe I'm not. No, I'm not. Let's say I draw a forest every draw step. No, then turn 4 is also good, because turn 4 I just have Amulet and 4 lands. Drawing forest 4 times would be the worst case scenario. Opponent pondering their 4 cards. Should they mull to 3, perhaps? Maybe. Saga. Is it beneficial for me to copy Saga? I think so. Maybe it's actually not. I think it is. It lets me turn 3 a bit more often, maybe. Maybe not even, actually. Now we have to think, do I play Mycosynth Gardens or a forest? I think it's actually forest. Mycosynth Gardens, I don't think it actually enables any lines from this spot. So maybe I was supposed to go Gardens, Amulet, and then that way, if I draw Spelunking, I can play Spelunking on turn 2 to set up a turn 3 Scapeshift that is lethal. If I draw a Spelunking now, it's still good, because I played the forest. Scapeshift toss. Okay. Pretty good multi 4. Not gonna lie. But also don't need much in Amulet. So I guess the big punishment is my opponent going bounce Urza Saga. Yeah. I mean, that would be devastating nonetheless, so even if I hadn't copied the Saga. Let's see if they go for that, but certainly their best move. Just bounce my Saga. Leaves me, I think, with no real outs. Although opponent not necessarily guaranteed to win next turn. If their last card is just a land. So I might have some minor counterplay still. But it's rough. Holy shit, Valakut Awakening is $10 in paper. Holy guacamole, that's insane. I pity everyone who desires a paper Valakut Awakening. The cost seems high. Also, I only have one forest main deck, so if I get Boseiju next turn, I don't even get to search for a land. That's really bad. But if my opponent has a blank in hand and draws a blank, attacks with Titan, gets a bounce on Boseiju, and I Boseiju with their Boseiju, with my newly drawn Boseiju, I can untap. And if I top deck something, I can win with Scapeshift. Pretty easily even. Grazer works, Titan probably works. Yeah, Titan works, I think. Oh, they draw Aftermath Analyst, and it is much tougher. So I needed them to blank. Why is Nadu combo still modern legal? Nadu combo still modern legal. Well, I don't know, bro. Clearly, Banu is Banu. Nadu is Banu. But I guess. Am I fine? I think I'm fine. Cave is tapped. I hit Woodland now. No bounce lands. Yeah, I'm fine. Like, I live if my opponent doesn't have anything else. Cave untaps for Echoing Deeps. No, the cave was tapped for Analyst. It does not untap. I am in fact aware of the fact that my opponent could do that. Now they can get it? How? So with what's on board, what does my opponent do? Well, I drew Boseiju, so I guess fuck me. Why didn't we Boseiju the Amulet? What obvious thing am I missing? You actually aren't missing anything. I did. Boseiju the Amulet. Good suggestion. Probably should have done that. Why? So I did not Boseiju the Amulet because at first I was thinking that I have to Boseiju the Boseiju. At what point did you want to Boseiju the Amulet though? Like before my opponent attacked. Upon Analyst activation. Well, so now they need to draw something. No, they don't. Yeah. Well, they kinda do. Not really. Well, I think how I did it actually ends up working out a bit better with the second Boseiju top deck. I'm not entirely sure though. I'm having trouble going through all of the lines. But now my opponent doesn't have a woodland. They have to set it up again. Do we have to Boseiju Tolaria so they can't pick it up? No. Well, they have opponent has the Urza Scave. I am probably just dead. Like, seems really hard not to be dead, but maybe my Boseiju saves me if I use it at a good spot. They could kill me with Construct plus Haste, and Boseiju stops that. The issue is that my opponent also just gets a bounce land and gets back the Boseiju who endures, and then I can't beat a Boseiju. That's the issue. That's the real issue here. So I'm hoping that my opponent somehow goes for a different line. I have to hope they go for Woodland, copy Woodland, activate it. Then they still have 2 mana left, so there's no point. Okay, TOS, sure. Pick up your TOS, that's fine. Was the land already played? No. So I think I have no solution to what my opponent is doing here. Yeah, I don't. If they transmute Titan, they still have mana up, they can still haste if my opponent floats a red. Well, I guess I hit the battlements with Boseiju, that's the idea. At which point, my opponent still gets to Boseiju me, which is what I truly can't beat. Let's just make them go through it. Maybe there is gonna be an opportunity for a mistake for my opponent. Hanweir is here, so just I guess they will copy it. No nic, no dupa. Kill the amulet now, they have no red floating, so I guess I can afford to. 2 forests. I wonder if playing the turn 1 Saga actually cost me. No, they could get the Boseiju for my amulet anyways. I drew my only forest, that would be horrible as well. Spelunka, cool. Returns echoing deeps. Ah, just to haste, yeah. Are we dead? Yes, of course. How strong do you think Boseiju is? It can do some stuff, but not too much. So, I guess I would be better off actually mulliganing still. I think the hand was actually kind of weak. Second forest in over a Cavern of Souls. Otawara, I like to bounce Sagas, comes up. Maybe not all the time, but often. Cultivator Colossus is occasionally useful in the mirror, but pretty rare. Board out a Grazer and let's go. Some chatters suggested boarding in 6, but to shine in these crappy games where both players force each other, and it's pretty good at that. Pretty bad otherwise. I have a single Force of Vigor, so I should be good post-board, right? Seems like our opponent is doing some 5-head sideboarding though. Maybe a more convoluted plan than the one I'm coming up with. Yesterday you prayed for 1 force would be enough for the mirror and 4 would never be enough for the opponent. Holy shit, thank you. It's very nice that people pray for my good fortune in card games. Opponent kept 7. I think we lost. If I keep this, I go Saga, Saga. Say turn 4 win if I draw a bounce land. Or an amulet. A bit too weak, I guess. Let's just move to a faster. 5 card hands. Kurna. Do I keep Titan? If I keep Titan, I have the out of drawing an amulet in my first draw step. If I keep more lands, I have the out of... Like if I keep a land over a Titan, Scapeshifting is easier. I think I should do this. And hope that my next draw step is good. Opponent putting some pressure on me. Urza Saga. We can bounce the Saga next turn, at least. It's not gonna be pretty, but it's a line that I can perform. Colorless, huh? Amulet. Gruul Turf, I see. Understandable. The pause makes me think that at least I'm not getting Titaned this turn, but I think I might lose. Anyways, the pause is to send screenshots to friends, could be. No, they're thinking they are thinking about Spelunking. When bounce land is actually Cabal Ritual. Yeah. Green. Grazer. Interesting, so maybe means Scapeshift. Amulet is an incredible deck, chat. Does Vitor stream? Not to my knowledge. Always evading bans, it makes me wonder. See you back in 10 minutes, Goblin Guy. For someone who posted 1,000 plus messages in the chat. Zero times Boros energy in the challenge. That's crazy. Is Boros energy washed? Dead? Over? Gone? Could be. Do I keep that and do I actually play turn 1 Saga? I think I don't play Saga. Don't need it, simply. Although opponent mulligans to 5 cards. If they mull to 5 cards, should I play the Saga? I guess I can decide to pick it up on turn 2. It costs me a little bit though. I would need to not have a Crumbling Vestige. But if it is true that they are on Zoo, I actually really don't want the Saga. So let's trust them, but... Grazer. I guess Iragavan sounds good. There's no rush. Let's just play in a way that matches up the best against my opponent's cards. I can just win on turn 4. I was on the play, like... Opponent is on Zoo, mulling to 5. What are they gonna do? Yeah, pass. I figured. Play Saga. Play Spelunking. Opponent successfully spewed their Stubborn Denial. That's good. Although maybe I could have not even given them a window, but it would be worse if they just played a big monster and held up Stubborn Denial. Doesn't matter. I can go to Yemen. JK, I actually can. We went to Yemen and we got onto a plane. On the plane. I think it's not technically a cover, it's a so-called mashup. Pretty nice, indeed. Hey now. Is there a bounce land on the top of my deck? Yes. Am I on Firespout, Vengeance and Pyroclasm because I'm trying them out and unsure of which I want to run more of, or is it deliberate matchups for certain cards? They're all for Boros Energy. I switched to Firespout because I thought it's gonna be alright against Prowess. It doesn't really matter against Prowess. Awkward land to draw. Consign, Reap. And Boros Energy sometimes costing 2 is better, sometimes instant speed is better, and sometimes sweeping for 3 damage is better because they occasionally play Voice of Victory or have free cost. Ocelot Brides. Free toughness Ocelot Brides. Yeah, Voice of Victory. That being said, I will probably play Fire Magic in my sideboard once the new set drops. I think it's gonna be the best. Maybe not. Maybe the blood is too good. Fire, Fira, and Firaga. You know, Firaga sounds pretty good. To Firaga my opponent into the sky. What vampires don't get killed by vengeance? Veserasir is the one you might run into. Mutavault. Yeah, Mutavault way less common than Veserasir, so neither of those is very important. I probably will lose this game. Monophone. Yeah, monophone is rough. Kurwa, MTG Arena w Glory i pierdolnięcie flagą za 1000. Nieźle, nieźle. Magda Changeling deck. Yeah, also that. This entire Magda Changeling deck is a big issue for running Mono Vampire's Vengeance. Can I get a nice and juicy Spelunking hand? I wasn't even done saying that. Holy shit. Bottle Gnomes also. Is Bottle Gnomes a vampire? Artifact creature gnome. I don't understand that. You don't hate or love Force of Vigor against Domain. You've seen them run Torpor, but that still might be too weak to hit Arboreal Line through 222. Torpor? I've never seen that. Force of Vigor, I don't think is any good against Zoo. Basically, the matchup is great. You don't need to bring Giga conditional cards like that. I think that's my logic. Has free toughness, so you can't kill it. Yeah, that's true. I understand now. I want to play Sex, probably. My opponent plays a Kavu, I can't really attack, but it's not that much benefit to just run away Spelunking. I can play both Spelunking next turn, regardless of everything. Why is the Poggy mode gone? They purged it. It was too much for some. Sex, no attack with Sex is a bit bad, but such is life sometimes. You don't get to attack with your Sex whenever you want to. Discard Flash, of course. No pre-combat land to hit me for 5. Interesting. Steam Vents, okay. Tribal Flames, sure. Turn to Jean Julia, for sure. This is not close. They have Consign, and I draw a Gruul Turf. That's not a good draw. My Sex did not turn out any good. Bolt? Holy shit. A bit wild to have Bolt. Wrath of the Skies? O kurwa. Ziomuś. Spokój się. Scapeshift. How do we beat Stab or and Consign at the same time? Last card is face up Consign. How do you know that? They played Shion over Flash. Well, they still have Lethal next turn. We can copy Scapeshift, it's fine, I think. Yeah, Analyst should beat Consign. What looks tricky is beating Stab on Pact, actually. Can I do that? I have free floating, I get bounce, T-West. I bounce, T-West. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. Another Vestige, 9, 10. So that's not good enough to beat Consign. Do you think they have another untapped blue? Does that matter? Maybe I can play around it this way with Boseiju. They probably do, right? There's no way they don't. Showcase challenge. Kurwa, gdzie jest ten showcase challenge now? If I can only beat Consign, then that's easy. I'm just trying to think if I can also beat... They don't. Can we not copy the Scapeshift to generate mana? Scapeshift is already resolving. If I copy, then that loses to Stubborn Denial. So that doesn't beat Stubborn Denial. So I guess I floated wrong mana. It's fine. Bounce, Boseiju T-West. Return T-West. Boseiju. Hit. Falls. Transmute. And I think I'm 1 mana short. Bounce, Boseiju T-West. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 5 mana then, so I can't afford to do that. Bounce. Tolaria West. How does making a copy lose to stab? They can only counter 1. What are you missing? So you target Scapeshift with this, and they respond by countering the Scapeshift, and then this ability fizzles because it no longer has a legal target. So to play around stab, you have to put a Scapeshift on the stack with 3 mana floating and Mirrorpool ready to be sacrificed and used on the Scapeshift. 3 bounce Tolaria and Colossus is not good. That loses to Consign. Also, I bored out Colossus. Wait, 3 bounces in T-West? Then well, it's a Consign deck, so boarding out Colossus just is pretty good often. But I'm not sure I like keep it. Sometimes I don't keep it other times. So if I get bounce T-West, then I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. 8, 9, 10. That doesn't beat stab still. I guess I just suck the Mirrorpool as well. Because I can beat stab in the traditional way. Wait, okay, so what if I do sack Mirrorpool? Then I do T-West Boseiju. Then I have 6 mana? I think that works. Let's move ahead. Because how long can you keep on clicking? Tolaria West, right? That's first. Bounce. To beat Consign. 2 remaining. Still have to copy Pact. No, I figured out I can't beat that this way. 2 gardens this week, guessing over Cavern of Souls. No, I have both. 2 gardens and a cavern. I'm playing 1 main deck forest only. So if I get Boseiju Gruul Turf right now, that's 1 main deck forest. I have 2 more in the sideboard. It's only useful in post-board games anyway, so it's actually fine, my friend. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 mana, of which I spend everything, and then I have not to melee Pact. If I melee Pact, that's kind of bad. Third bounce land seems bad. Well, you seem bad. Yeah, the third bounce land makes the Boseiju line not work, I guess, so it's a bit of an issue. Bounce X2, Lotus West, Boseiju. Well, then I'm not playing around Stubborn Denial. I'm just Trying really hard to do that, chat. But it's tough. Lotus bounce TOS beats everything. No? Mirrorpool to copy Pact if necessary? No, we sacrificed the Mirrorpool because we didn't have enough mana. 2 Lotus Tolaria bounce analyst and loop. Well, you've got the right idea. No, I'm not as... alright, I'll do it myself, chat, because there is too many cooks in this kitchen. I need to get 2 bounce lands for sure to beat Consign. Too many cooks in the kitchen, maybe. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I don't think I can beat the stab. Just simply was a bit short on resources to beat the stab if they held it, so... What if they consign the Lotus Trigger? We are screwed. Not at all, no. I'm not screwed. But yeah, let's not beat stab. We can't really do that. A bit, I think short one I was short 1 mana to beat stab. Sześć, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Feel they would have stopped the Scapeshift if they had it. Well, they would have lost on the spot if they did that, so maybe they would have, but they probably shouldn't have. Alright, seems like they had no stab. And it was kind of face up, like I had the Mirrorpool as my only untapped land, so that even drew attention to it, so even if my opponent wouldn't really think about it, then they would be kind of wrecked by it. Like they would, it wouldn't take much to realize that, let's say. Let's put it this way. So I could have easily just beat Consign, but for beating the Stubborn Denial on top of beating Consign as well, that was a bit rough, and I think I would prefer to play on Consign in this spot. Just felt like what opponent would have, and maybe they would still stab, even if it would be wrong for them to do that. So we took a long time to do the basic play of just Scapeshift for Kilio, and they're like, yep, I guess I die. Sacking Cave to copy Mirrorpool to copy Pact. Well, I was trying to do that, I was just short. But I was trying to do that the entire time, and I was just short on mana. So the Rammstein man? It's actually Rammstein the band, so probably the Rammstein man, yes. It was a fucking lightning bolt this entire time. Kind of opponent to reveal the secret card, but also pretty funny. Yeah, so I lightning bolt, cool.